this video, I'm going to create a data grid report. Data grids are used to summarize data in columns and rows. I'm going to create a report that shows key demographics by country. The first thing I need to do is choose the type of object I want to create, in this case, a report. Next, I'll choose the data model I want to use. I can scroll through the list of available models and select one, or I can search for a specific model, in this case, world data. Once I select it, I can start creating my report in the Adhoc Editor. This is where I'll choose the fields I want to display, format them, apply filters, and define sorting and grouping rules. The fields that are available to be used are listed in the left-hand data panel. As I drag and drop fields into the column section in the middle design panel, data is pulled in real time into the right-hand preview panel, so I can make sure I am retrieving the correct data and that my formatting, grouping, and sorting options are working as I expect. The next thing I need to do is select the fields I want to use as columns in my report. In addition to continent, I want population, gross national product, and country name. One other data element I want to include in the report is population density. Since this column doesn't exist in my data model, I will need to add a calculated field. I give it a name and build my expression or formula by clicking the fields I want to use, entering an operator, in this case, population divided by surface area, and then validating that the expression syntax is correct. Once it is, I click Submit to add the field to my list of data fields and drag it into my report. I want continent, country name, population, density, and gross national product to display in that order, so I simply drag and drop the columns to rearrange them. Now that my fields are displaying in the order that I want, I can work on styling them. Styling consists of changing labels, display formats, and column alignment. The available styling options depend on the field type. To change the label on name, which I know is the country name, but others may not, I select Change Label, enter my new label, and click Save. I'm going to do the same thing on GNP so that there is no confusion about what the acronym means, Gross National Product. Next, I want to change the format on population, density, and gross national product to make the values more readable. I'll open the styling menu on population, select format, and select a whole number format with a comma separator. I'm going to do the same thing for density. And for gross national product, I'm going to select a currency value with a comma separator. Now that my columns are ordered and formatted to my liking, I want to apply some filtering, grouping, and sorting options to the report. I want users to be able to narrow the report results by continent or by gross national product amount. So I drag these fields into the filter section. And by default, the system sets the data entry options for each field based on its field type. Continent is a string, so the system lets the user select a value from a drop-down list. Gross national product is a number, so the system presents a minimum and maximum range to enter. Now I want to group the report by continent, so I move that field from the column section to the group by section. Notice as I am moving fields around, the layout is changing in the preview panel. I also want to see some totals by country for population density and gross national product. So I'm going to open the styling menu here and select Show Totals. When I do, the report automatically totals by continent, as well as a grand total for all rows in the report. I can sort by continent and by country by selecting those fields here in the Sort By section. The fields are automatically sorted in ascending order, but I can change to descending by clicking on the toggle arrow. Finally, I'm going to enter a title that I want to display when users are previewing the report. This title will also print on every page when users export the report to a PDF format. I'm happy with the report design, so I want to save it to the report repository so that others can run it and I can run it myself in the future. I'm going to click Save, identify the folder that I want to store it in, give it a name, and a description. And when I click Save, the report will have been added to my repository. And there it is.